All right, boys. Here we are, post game.
Why are we so blue?
Oh,
Wow.
What's wrong?
can we just?
I like that joke the first
Can we just
time.
hand Trav the mic first?
But you really nailed on the seventh telling.
You're so depressed.
Oh, I
Trav.
genuinely don't know how to start this.
Well, that sucked.
Yeah. Yes.
No, I didn't. No, it was great.
Not for you guys in the crowd, and thank you to everyone who's stuck around here, but this is just for your... No, shut up. No, thank you for sticking around. Well,
What did we just witness?
A Queensland win. And we won the series too.
Just
New Suck Wales. New Suck Wales. New Suck Wales. New Suck Wales. Yeah.
Oh god.
We've got to take out that.
Link, I think the silence that we're all sort of going through here is we watched and saw something we've seen unfold what feels like 100 times, and there was nothing that could be done about it. There was just a complacency throughout the evening as Queensland took every 50-50 chance and showed up. We just it looked like we just thought we'd just get it done, and it did not happen.
The quintessential all-star team versus a team of all-stars.
Just feeds the narrative.
It does.
Origin
It's a lot to take in
is
right
back.
Yeah, it's deep. It's deep. But Hainsey, mate, you're sitting there very quiet, mate.
Go on, Haynes.
Just
Tee up, push off.
what's going on in your head, pal?
Go on, Bruiser.
It's just flashbacks of old memories of every time we get our hopes up, win the first game, and just Queensland find a way to win again. We've seen this narrative so many times before.
Yeah.
And, yeah, it's just old flashbacks. I just, we're walking. I'm lost for words.
Riveting viewing, guys.
Right, join the club.
Again, but it's sort of expected. I saw it coming from a mile away. That Queensland were going to show up and win the two games and win the series, and exactly what they did.
Just on a quick bright note, how good were the wings?
Brian or what they serve here?
The
Brian was pretty good.
Oh,
the Craig
thank you
Craig
again.
wings, mate, were on point.
Craig
tonight.
Wings were very
Wow,
good.
Craig Wings were very good.
outstanding.
Highlight of the night.
Yes, absolutely was the highlight of tonight.
100%.
Oh, and the beers were right too.
Yes.
Yes,
decent beers.
absolutely.
Tell
Yes.
you what, though, we had a good crowd in here for the show
Yeah.
tonight.
And it went off as well.
For
Right
the-
atmosphere here.
It was
Unfortunately
really
for Queensland.
loud.
You know what though? Like, sorry those watching, and bring a bit of energy. Credit to Queensland where it's due. They were just simply far and away the better side from kickoff tonight. I just thought they had that typical Queensland spirit. Dare I say it? We were in the dressing room still. I don't know what they spoke about in the pre-game or what they spoke about the last few days. It was very clear Queensland would come with emotion. They did that. And we just had nothing at all to counter it. And it was so disappointing because we're at home, full house. It's been sold out for a week now. Yeah, it was just a very disappointing way to go about a game that should be a dead rubber, really. If we're being fair dinkum, this should have been a dead rubber game. We should have had the series wrapped up, and we didn't. And now we're staring down the barrel of a series loss from out of absolutely nowhere.
Have we? Is this the first time we've won the game one in Queensland and then gone on to lose?
2017.
Wow, that happened in 2017.
2017 won the first game 28-4. Then we led 16-6 at halftime in game two in Sydney.
Walking encyclopedia, Hainsey.
That's scar tissue right there.
That's worth an applause. You
JT
got one.
kicks shoulder,
Oh, that's right.
and then JT kicks it from the sideline, win game two, and then we get
Jesus.
flogged into the side at Suncorp.
See, I'm glad I have the kind of brain that fucking forgets that shit.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's-
I don't hang on to it.
Same thing happened last year as well, but the opposite way.
I did say that,
So,
and maybe I might be responsible for this.
It's a prophet.
But I did say it was very
Hainsey
similar
the
to
prophet.
last year.
A harbinger of doom.
New death and
You know what though?
This
I blame
venue
this
has
man.
never
I think
heard
I
those
blame
words.
this man. His overconfidence in the pre-show. I
don't think I exuded that much confidence, did I?
Nah, you did.
Like,
You did.
you were very quiet in the first half. I was over, where's our skipper gone? You were in the
He's
shadow
gone.
realm that
And
first
that is
half, and I
what-
felt for you. I felt for you.
Thanks, mate.
Time and time again, that's why New South Wales fans will never be ever confident about winning a series because
No.
every time we get our hopes up, this shit happens.
Well, let's just be honest. We're very salty. We're down in the dumps.
Trav's.
Well, not all of us, yeah.
Not
Yeah,
all
hang
of
on.
us.
Can we
should I
let
say.
him have a list? Take the floor, Trav.
No, I'm good. I'm happy.
We haven't let
listening
you
to
had a
this.
time
He's
to-
magnanimous as well.
I'm good.
Yeah.
He's been good about it.
Go, give us something, please.
Yeah, I'll let you guys talk in your misery.
You're just going to let us bury our own graves. You're just going to watch.
I want to hate you.
I
Say
called,
something.
I called this at the start of
is
the.
sick.
I called this in our first podcast when we did this. That this is what you would do. This is why you all sat there talking about being nervous. Other than the one that had balls to say that he was very confident. But I said this is what you were
You did
waiting
say
for.
that.
Yeah, I did.
You were all waiting for this. You all gave yourselves excuses so that when you didn't turn up to
Oh,
play,
here we go.
now you could come here and
I
sit
don't
in
know.
misery.
It's
Call it coping mechanism.
Wow.
I
Here
don't
we
know if it's
go.
necessarily excuses. It's just you've seen that movie play out so
Yes.
many times before, you know what's going to happen. But, I mean, turning to Queensland and played well, 100%. You know, in the pre-game we were talking, and I kind of said if Queensland win, they win scrappy. I think they still did win scrappy, even though it was a larger scoreline than I predicted. Is this one of those games that I'm not so sure we look at this game, we look back and this series, as we say, it's a real spirited Queensland performance in terms of, you know, think back a couple of seasons where, you know, game one, it looks like New South Wales had it wrapped up. Someone gets sent to the sin bin in Queensland, like miracle it away from nothing. You know, Lindsay Collins, you know, catches one over Teddy. You know, that's a real spirited performance. This, to me, seemed like, I mean, they completed 100% in the first half. What more do you
68
want?
minutes. they
68
completed
minutes.
100%.
Yeah, 11-minute mark was our first
But the
mistake.
thing to me that seemed to stand out was just moments, right? There's just freaky little things. You know, that moment came up about 5 times on the screen over here. It looks like Toya's going to get bundled over into touch. He flicks that ball inside. Hammer's there. Tom is there. It's just like kind of freaky little moments where you stand in the spot and you're ready and you're willing and you're waiting. 2006 all over again. Would you say this is like a real spirited Queensland performance, or this is one of those ones where it's just show up, put yourself in the frame, get it done?
I think it's both. I really do. I think we owned you. I thought for the first half, we absolutely ran over the top of you. 20-0 at halftime is exactly, it says that exact right. I think in the second half of the first 20 minutes, I thought the Blues just had all the pressure. You had all the field position. I think if you had 15 sets to our 7 for the first 20 minutes, like absolutely owned us. And then we get that try out of nowhere that happens, and then we own the last part of it. So I think it was definitely both. I think it's absolutely the spirit, and you could see what happened with the way Munster played and how we got around him for that game. So to add to that spirit. But in terms of what you're talking around this notion of like Queensland spirit, like you're saying, I don't think that was there. I think we just were able to lift in the moments that we need to lift in.
Well, speaking of not rising to the occasion, not being there in the moment, it's that time. You're going to enjoy this, mate.
Just before we go there, can I say one more thing on the Queensland front before we go there?
No, let's move on. No, I'm okay.
No, I want to just. I know he'll never. I just want to shout out to Munster. Obviously, what he has gone through over the 3 or 4 days with everything that's happened, and I think if just as a human being, like even watching him in the post game, like I said it to you, it was impossible to hate that moment. Like just him, how he was talking, how he was getting a bit caught up emotionally. Him and Slater together. As a human being, like I don't know, I would not have been able to get out there tonight and play that game of football. I wouldn't be able to go out there and play sport. Like obviously what he's going through and how close he was with his dad and all that sort of thing. I just thought it was a huge moment. We all knew it was coming, but just for him to do it again and again and again just shows you how good of a player he is. And I think we keep forgetting when we talk about players on that origin level and rank all these all-time greats, I honestly have Munster right up there. I have him right up there with one of the greatest origin players. When we talk Joey, we talk Thurston, we talk Alfie, we talk all these guys. I've got Cam right up there.
It is crazy to think that man right there, is an incredible leader of a winning Origin side. Yeah. I mean, his career's been sensational, and you're right. You couldn't hate it.
No.
You couldn't get angry. I hate to say it, but I wanted him to score. It's one of those good for footy things that starts to take over. Go, oh geez, wouldn't it be nice if he scored right now? And he ended up just on 6, just punted the ball into the stands. Like Hainsey, I know you saw that. I haven't seen that for a few years, but Yeah, I mean, well done. It sucks, but
Yeah.
Well, talking about players that do absolutely nothing in the Origin
Oh,
arena,
God.
Let's go there.
Nathan Cleary. This is it. That was my last moment for him. I think it's time now. We've got to park premiership winning Nathan Cleary and Origin Cleary. We've seen enough of both. Right. How many opportunities do you need to get? Like, let's be honest. If Nathan Cleary didn't have the stellar premierships, and we all know that stuff, like the dynasty he's built with the Panthers, you park that to the side and you just purely look at him as an Origin footballer. Right. What's he like? Let's be real. What's he actually done to hold on to that Blues jersey again? Again, like he's got a stacked side around him. He's got Penrith connections all around him. What more could he possibly want in his favour? And time again, we're still going, we're still waiting. This elusive Joey-esque type performance that we know he's got. Like, you don't win 4 premierships being a bum player. Like, we all know he's a gun premiership player, but it's just not translating.
We're just on
Come
there. I
Origin.
mean, and Gus Gould brought this up on one of the show he's on the other day. You know, we all talk about Joey in 2005. Well, don't forget, Joey was right at the end of his career when he was pulling off that kind of stuff. So he's kind of 32, 33, whatever. I mean, Nate's still 28, so he's still coming into football. He also was the half when we won 2018 and 2019 back-to-back. And he was also part of that series where we almost kind of swept Queensland in Queensland. So I'm not done with Nathan, as maybe some are. Maybe the combination was good in game one with.
I just look at
Moses
guys
and
like
Cleary.
Moses and Dearden who've done far more in the Origin arena in a far smaller sample size. I reckon you give those guys the amount of games Nathan has played, they do far more. I don't know. I'm just at the point where I'm like, how many more opportunities do you give this guy?
He's 0-4 in deciders.
Yeah. Like, let's be.
And yeah, they were great. 18, 19, 21. 18, we won the first 2 games.
Yep.
He was injured in game 2. Mitchell Pearce got the job done in 19.
That's
So
right.
that's another. He wasn't part of that decider.
Bring Piercy back. Easy.
2020.
Well, Piercy didn't get the job done for the Goannas either. So
No, he didn't. Neither did Todd Carney. 2020, lost the series in the decider. 21, we won the first 2 games convincingly. 22, lost the decider. He was injured in 23, missed out, and obviously lost game 1. You know, the unlosable, up by 6, up by 4. Was it 2 or 4 when they had to play down? And then last year he wasn't part of the series. And I said at the start of the series, when we get to that stage where we talk about the Origin sides, what are they looking like? And everyone's like, look, Cleary's first pick. I'm like, I still would. My halves were Luai and Moses because they got the job done last year.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm absolutely with you.
And sure, Moses, and you know, it's unknown that Moses was out for the remainder of the series, and it's all well and good now to say, oh, but you know, Moses, what would have happened? But you know, but you've got to look at where it is now. Like Cleary, he's the best player in the world in clubland. He's been able to pull Penrith out of the fire. He hasn't been able to do it in the Origin arena. And it's not like he's been in the Origin arena for 2 or 3 years. That's his 7th year.
And not only that, like,
Debuted 7 years
it's
ago.
not like he's been in teams like, you know, no disrespect to Queensland, but every time you'd have to say New South Wales have probably got the better team. And he's got teammates around him. So it's not like he's, you know, been plucked out of a team and thrown in going, mate, do your best. He's had bloody good teams around him too.
We keep going around the same path yet again. We keep picking the Penrith system, and it has been found out so many times that it doesn't work in the Origin arena. It doesn't work.
Yeah, bring in the Knights, I reckon.
Like,
We got 2 solutions. One, can we get Ivan in to coach and see if the father-son combo works again? Or do we just now let him go off to rugby union for a couple of years, go do his stuff for the Wallabies,
Win a World
and
Cup,
then
and then come
win a
back.
World Cup, do something like that, be a hero, and then come back a hero to New South Wales, and then have that Joey-esque performance when he's in his late 30s? Because even I'm done with it. You can't have a jersey just on lock every single year, because you don't get to develop that way. You don't get to try out new things. And if you keep losing like this, and it's been, look, series have been close in the past, but we've got to try something different now.
Well, isn't that how Moses got his start? How did it was only by accident, it wasn't by design.
Well,
He got
Cleary
it.
was injured for the entire series last year, and Hines got dropped after game 1.
So, you know, had those guys not have if it would have been another similar series back then,
Pretty much.
and Moses doesn't get the call up,
Well,
we might be
Moses-
sitting here going, "What would Moses do?"
Moses did play a series 1 or 2 before that with a back injury.
The 21 game 3, he
Yeah.
had the broken back
Yeah.
that he played. And then 23, he played game 2 and 3. And we did see the Luai Moses combination in that game, but Queensland just outplayed us out of the park in 23, that second game. And then game 3 linked up with Cody Walker, played really well. Then obviously the last 2 games, his last 3 Origin games, game 2 in Melbourne, game 3 at Suncorp last year, and then game 1 here, he's been by far close to our best in those games. Hey!
Full of Queensland spirit.
Spirits.
I wouldn't. Yeah, I don't know.
I wish we got that on video.
I'm just not one to so quickly eulogize, Cleary. And I mean, in game 1, we were all sitting here saying, "Oh, we're sitting on the brink of a dynasty, and we're going to clean sweep," and and it was Cleary and Moses. So
I don't think Cleary did much in game 1, to be honest, though. I think Moses was the better playmaker of the two.
I mean, maybe that's his thing. Maybe that's what he does. He just steadies the ship and lets someone else do the job. I don't know.
I just think
when we also talk about just about Joey and owning the moment. I mean, who's the next halfback who did that after Joey?
Yeah.
Yeah, Mitchell Pearce, what did he do in 2019? He threw 1 extra cutout pass. Well, that really all kind of came out to the other guys outside of him. It's not like we're sitting here saying everyone ever has owned this moment. Cleary hasn't. It's only a very elite few who have.
That's not saying that, but I think we're entitled to think that he's ready to do that just because we've seen it, like the 2023 grand final in and of itself.
Don't have to remind me, man.
Probably the single-handedly greatest performance by a player. We know it's not like we're waiting to go, "Oh, can he do it?" Well, we have seen it. We've seen it so many times. Like, he's won 4 premierships in a row. Like, that's completely unheard of. So I think this is the perplexing thing, is why can you do that for such a sustained long period of time, week in, week out, in clubland, but then the 3 big games that we need you haven't fired a shot, really. We're still waiting for that. Boy, oh boy, Cleary just torched the fucking Queenslanders.
I feel like, though, game 1, it obviously worked. Game 2 and 3, what happened? Moses was down. Luai came in. Like, I'm sorry to say as well, I don't think Luai's been really poor since he's come in over the last 2 games. I think, yes, he came up with a couple of try assists and things like that. But in game 2, that was when we were chasing the game and we got to play very frantic football, which suits Luai's style. The same with tonight. He set up 1 try where it was sort of we're playing frantic catch-up football. But in game 1 in the first half and now this game in the first half, he hadn't really had any moments where, for me, I was confident. Like, our attack was so poor in the first half. We were so all over the shop. And I reckon a lot of that has to do with Luai. I think Cleary, yes, didn't step up, but we've seen Cleary so many times in big moments. He has iced him in the past. Now, the argument is Moses has owned and probably has a better Origin career than Cleary. Controversial to say, I know, but I think Moses
I don't think
probably
that's
at
a
the
hot
moment.
take. No.
I think he's proven it. But do you then go around the other side and have Cleary maybe your 5'8", have Moses as your halfback, who obviously wasn't there tonight? I said all along, I would have just put Katoa straight into this side this year. He's ready to go. His form is there. I don't care how young he is. We've seen over the NRL, I think in the last 12 months, these young kids are so confident coming into grade, they'll go ahead and do it. Look at Toya. He was stepping up Latrell Mitchell tonight, who we're talking about as a monster. He didn't care.
Yeah, but it is a different thing to play on an edge than it is to control the side in the middle. And we have seen a few halves burnt by being thrown in.
Luai was burnt tonight multiple times.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, burn on an edge. I mean, kind of burn as a just shattering career. Nico Hines being one of them. I think Katoa's best left just waited.
But even Luai's
little
form
while
this year has
longer.
been really poor. Like, I know, like, they're going back and hoping the bromance.
Sure, and then maybe you
the
turn on Matt
storyline
Burton or something instead. But I think if you sub in Burton tonight, I think this is one of those games, Origin, if it was played like an American style, 5-7 game series, New South Wales win a lot more, but it's not. And even if you play that game 5 more times tonight, I'm not so sure you get a different result. What we saw tonight
Queensland's
was just
getting
like a team that was locked in for Queensland. It just went, when the moments were there, just went click, click, click. New South Wales didn't. And I don't know if you can math your way out of that.
What do you think is the opposition?
On Cleary,
Or just the halves, I guess, in general?
I think Cleary is a no-brainer. He's the best player in the world. I think tonight is a different story. I think I think he was all right. I think he was pretty good in game one. And he played off the back of a dominating forward pack that just absolutely steamrolled us. And that made him look good. And then Moses just stepped in, and that was a really nice brotherhood. That looked really good. I thought game two, but I thought he was really good in the second half. But the first half, well, not really good, sorry, but I thought he was good in the second half. But the first half, we were even questioning around why is he not kicking here? Why was Luai kicking it? Like that kick that Luai kicked out on the full was kind of telling, and that's where that first half was and how we got the roll on in that first half, game two. In this game, I don't put any blame on Cleary. I put the blame on what Queensland were able to do to him. We rushed him. He got no time to get a good kick in it. Often our defense was just outstanding. Like you were getting 40, 50. I kept saying like you were getting constantly 50, 60 meters on your set.
Stat.
Like it was, but you were just steamrolling us through, yet you weren't getting anywhere with it. And it wasn't because of him. It was the way that we were defending you and where we were putting you. So we were putting you out on the wing, or we were having, often you had to make, like Latrell had to do touch passes or offloads to try and keep the momentum. But then the other part of it too, I think that we did to you really well was whilst we were only getting 30 and 40 meters, our kicking was huge. And where we were putting you in positions for your sets was that. And then our kick chase was great. And you weren't getting anywhere. And then Cleary wasn't able to come and get it. So I don't think this was on Cleary today. I think this was just a performance that Queensland just absolutely dominated you for 60 minutes of that game. And there was no way for him to be able to step up.
But even in the moments that we did have the ball, though, you stayed like started the second half, we had all this possession. Not once am I looking at him going, yeah, right, I can see something going. He's just turning forwards underneath, just real pedestrian. I just didn't see any spark, nothing. I didn't see anything from him to try and turn the tide. And, you know, I know it's lofty heights. I keep comparing to Joey, but this is what Joey would do. Joey would single-handedly, if nothing else would do, he'd find a way to turn the tide.
There's only one Joey.
Whether it was a great kick, or we've seen it from great Queensland players too, but I'll use Joey as an example. But I think those two things can be true. I think you can be the best player in the world, but be a very mid-average origin player. It's just not translating. I don't know what it is. We've all sitting here looking at it.
Is a good example.
I think is that the problem there though, that we are too Cleary centric. We are just expecting the best player in the world to get it done for us because there are a lot of other blokes there who aren't lifting, and we're Queensland defence, you're right, was sensational. The ability to rush up and just cover that space and shut him down. You're right, he didn't have the space to move, and we're sitting here now. I'm thinking about it more. Going, we're frustrated he's not delivering for us. But you've got 12 other blokes around him as well out there going, you know what? You can't just rely on this man to get it done.
I guess though that they are picking a lot of players for Cleary. Like you were saying, the Penrith connection. You remove Cleary, that probably changed. So there probably are. There's probably weight to go. Well, mate, we put the pieces around you to make you excel. Yet you're not doing that. You know what I mean?
Too predictable.
But I still think To'o's not getting dropped. Lomax is not getting dropped. Trell's not getting dropped. Stephen Crichton's not getting dropped. Sorry.
Mike's getting dropped.
Haas is not getting dropped. Robson's probably the best New South Wales hooker. Yo's not getting dropped. So, you're saying they're putting players around Cleary to make for no way. Like these are all players that rightfully should be in their spots. 100%. There's no argument for that. The only person and the only way in that first 13 that I would have any argument to change would be Max King, and I'd be putting a Kula-Matungi or a May there. But I still think even if you did that, that's not changing a result tonight. But yeah, I don't think that
you're almost all the way right. I almost 100% agree with you, except for the addition of, and who's injured this series, Cam Murray. And when you add him to the side,
we're missing this year, didn't we?
When you add him to the side, it changes the Penrith style, which I agree with you.
Penrith
style is very lateral. Isaiah Yeo has straightened up a bit this year, become less of a ball player. But Cam Murray digs into the line. That changes the way everyone else plays around him. I'm still not scapegoating Nathan Cleary. And we can sit here and whinge or whatever we want. Queensland won the series when they shouldn't have won it in terms of mathematically or on paper or whatever. They've done it again. Good on them. Someone said, Nick said to me before, what do you change? Or what did you say to me? What's one good thing to come out of this? I said, Payne Haas played well.
Yeah.
What do you want?
To'o.
Yeah, like what? But yeah, I don't think there's heaps here to come out of this except for New South Wales to sit down and go, right, let's just go back to the drawing board again.
I think that. I'm sorry. Well, I think there has to be questions asked around picking injured players because that's telling. So maybe is Cleary injured? Like, and has he been playing? Like we're talking. We know he is, and if he's not playing well, then this is obviously a sign that you shouldn't be picking him. Dylan Edwards was a passenger for this entire Origin series.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I wouldn't agree with that statement. I don't.
He has not provided the Dylan Edwards work that we knew that he did last year, that he did for Australia, and he has not been. He's not played well enough.
What do you want out of Dylan Edwards though? Do you want safe as houses Dylan Edwards, or do you want
clearly safe as houses doesn't work for you?
Well, it didn't. It worked at game 1, didn't work in game 2 and 3. Like when you're looking for that bit of extra punch, maybe you would have had a Teddy out the back or something like that.
I think,
but maybe it was a plan gone awry. I don't know.
But I think the Teddy Cleary experiment definitely doesn't work either. I think they're both too ball dominant.
Happy.
I think that bit us in the arse in the past where I don't know, just didn't seem to gel. There were so many instances where you saw Teddy doing stuff that I don't know, just seemed to stifle the halves at the time. Teddy's a great player, don't get me wrong. I fucking love James Tedesco, but I don't know, there was a few instances where I saw was like, don't know, maybe it's the Roosters Penrith connections, it's not fitting, but I kind of agree. I'm kind of both with you guys. Edwards certainly we didn't see peak Dylan Edwards, but yeah, I wonder if, what you were saying, do you want safe as houses or do you want, an attacking, do you want, he's not a hammer, put it that way.
Depends on what type of game it is. Like we needed an attacking fullback tonight with chasing points, not as safe as houses Dylan Edwards. It just depends on the circumstances.
And like, in game 1, when, Queensland went down and there was all this blame shifted onto the centres as well. Oh, Hammer, what's he doing out the centres and Holmes and whatever. If we had, Shibasaki out there, then everyone would be throwing the toys out of the cot saying, oh, you can't pick a safe as houses pick. Sometimes things don't go your way. I don't know how much you just kind of blow up the whole thing based on tonight. I think it's just one of those performances.
I'm not suggesting blow it up. What I'm suggesting is questions need to be asked of the coach and the selection committee around what they've picked and who after picking guys not in form and guys who have been injured for most of the year.
I think that's what it goes back to. I think there's got to be some questions now to Laurie. He had the excuses last time he was here about versing the best ever Queensland side in a dynasty, and everyone could buy that, I guess, to a certain extent. I didn't like the Laurie Daly pick from the start. I know everyone will think, oh, you can say that now after game 1, blah, 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 but I didn't like him coming back into this. There was a stigma around it, in my opinion. He's gone to some very safe options in this series, which has come back to bite us in the end. Edwards has had a very poor, not just State of Origin series, but a poor year so far. He hasn't been, in my opinion, in the top 5 fullbacks all year, and yet he's been a guaranteed pick. Yo was very, very poor this Origin series. I love Yo as a player, but he just, again, wasn't quite the 13 that we needed out there. And I know Cam Murray is a huge loss, but there's got to be other, we've got to go back to why didn't we pick Terrell May at the start of the series? He was arguably the form prop of the game alongside Payne Haas, and they just didn't pick him.
Did they just ring the Roosters and go, what is that with Terrell May?
I don't know, but Chloe Matangi was then the form, moved into arguably the form front rower, and we needed that extra dog. We needed that extra big dog, and we didn't get it. And again, that was a very clear sign tonight where you've got Papali'i going out there, you've got Tino throwing himself at everyone, just a human missile at the start. And we just had no one. And I've always said it, I love Payne Haas as a player. He's an absolute freak. But what New South Wales haven't had all series, apart from Spencer when he comes on for his 20-odd minutes, is that extra guy who just wants to actually go and who will just continue to go.
Mitch Barnett was a bit like...
Mitch Barnett was a big loss.
We've missed Mitch. Yeah, he brings that bit of dog.
I know he's copped a lot of stick, but I thought Stefano had a...
Yeah, he turned it around.
He had a crack tonight.
Fucking oath. Yeah, I'm with you. Was it second half? Was the first kickoff when he absolutely nailed someone? Was it Cotter?
Yeah, Ruben Cotter.
Yeah,
that was good.
Cotter. So that's a good, I know in a losing effort, but good signs that he can, hold his head up high.
Yeah, no, he turned it around. It was disappointing in game 2, but he definitely turned it around.
The other thing we missed, and we spoke about it pre-game, was the speed factor. Queensland had just all these guys who have some speed either over short distances or long distances tonight, and every set we were attacking, it felt like they had 4 extra players on the field, and that
Oh,
was
that's-
out of just speed. We had, and we spoke about it beforehand,
Yeah.
but we had all these guys that just don't have it, and there was just so many felt like gaping holes out in our defensive line because there's so many guys there that just don't have quite the speed that even like Dearden, the Hammer, they just found us out so
Well, I
many
guess
times.
getting back to what Trav was saying, that's you're afforded the ability to play wide when you're Queensland were just bashing the fucking door in down the middle, and you're going to compress that middle defense, and then spaces start to open up on your edges, and they exploited the shit out of that. You read it like a fucking book, Trav, with the Hammer there. Because their big boys were just doing so much damage through the middle. Those, the numbers come in, compresses in the middle. You're left short on your edges, and Queensland exploited that. They well and truly did.
You're proud of your Hammer call, aren't you? You are very.
I don't think there's been a call I got wrong for this game.
Wow.
Speaking about
You're pretty close with the score too.
26-18. I'd say.
Yeah, not far off.
speaking about the getting scores and calls right, Billy Slater nailed every selection since game 1.
Yeah, 100% he did.
Like,
Absolutely.
it's a big call. Like, you drop your Queensland captain, it's worked.
Have a look at what Dearden did.
Exactly.
Yeah. So Dearden got 2 tries tonight, but it wasn't the tries that really impressed me. It was the try saving defense that he
your
did.
scramble defense was
His
was so
defense
good.
was amazing.
I think
He saved at least 3 tries.
I reckon there was one moment in the second half where Angus Crichton goes through. I don't think Dearden was involved in this, but Hammer holds him up short of the line.
Rob Toyer got the little ankle
Toyer.
clip.
Yes, yes.
Yep.
That's early in the second half. We score early. Flashbacks from the previous game where we start to come back, but you just never let us in.
And
Your
I think
scramble
it
was
was
incredible.
Tom Dearden who put a try saver on. Was it Bizza or
Yep.
Latrell?
No, it was Toto in the
Toto
corner.
in the corner.
Yep.
Made him toss it back inside. So
Yep.
Cherry doesn't play that way.
That's right.
It
That's what I'm
goes
saying.
back
This is
to
what I'm
the-
getting back to with
Yeah.
Cleary. Like, you see these great moments from Tom Dearden. It's like, fuck, this guy's an Origin player. He is a difference maker. And what we saw from Tom Dearden tonight, I've not seen from Nathan Cleary yet. And that's what I'm saying. It's those little moments we're still waiting for where
We've seen it though in game 2 games, in the 2022 game 2, 2019 in Perth, obviously 2021. But when the series is on the line in a decider, winner takes all, loser loses. He just hasn't been able to do it. I know I said so wrong. But,
it's something Tom Dearden has that Cleary just doesn't have when it comes to Origin.
People forget that he was part of the decider in 2022. Dearden.
Yep.
As 5'8", he got it done.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is what I can't wrap my. It doesn't make sense to me.
What do you think it doesn't work though?
I fucked if I know, man.
We gotta-
I don't understand.
We had a Penrith fan in the audience. He's a Queenslander. He's gone now, I think. Where's he come back? We actually need your
Nah,
opinion
he's-
on
he's
this.
gone.
I'm pretty happy he's gone, if I'm honest.
But
It's
I
a system.
I think we're going to be making an executive agreement that we are going to Red Hill, Broncos HQ tomorrow, and we're taking Madge back in the New South Wales camp.
Yeah,
for next
nah,
year.
Bring back Madge hashtag.
Yeah.
Bring back
Let's start
Madge.
it.
Yeah.
I blame the Broncos for this.
Yeah.
They knew that. I'm
Just
looking at you.
next year,
I'm
can we just
looking
tell
at
Madge
you.
he can just do both? We don't mind. Just coach Broncos, do New South Wales.
Would you be?
Bring
Is
it
that a
back.
good compromise? Would you allow that, Nick?
Well, see, the problem is we've been so good in this Origin period. Like, for the first time, the Origin period's actually
Yeah.
worked out really well for the Broncos. So,
The
It's because
replay-
Madge gets this period of the year. He just gets
yeah,
it.
you're right.
He gets
he's
it.
The middle third, he's a specialist.
He gets it. Oh, bring him back. But what?
I'm pro
what is it?
kidnapping, by the way, just in
Yeah.
general.
I don't know what it is. Like, it has to go back to the system then for Cleary at this level. That's what it has to go back to. When you've got all these Penrith combinations in there, and we've seen it time and time again that it doesn't work, but it has to be the reason why. Because what other, like, we can't sit here and say he's not a big game player because he is.
Oh, that's what I'm
Like,
saying.
that's
He's
the
won
thing
4
that's
grand finals.
confusing, and
He's played in the last 5 grand finals
Has
and
he-
won
has
4 of
he
them.
won too much. Like, we keep digging into
He's gotta go
I
simple.
know-
Start
I know
losing
we
some
say-
goddamn games.
I know we say winners win, and fair enough, and maybe I'm just scraping for something here, but the bloke's won essentially every club and individual honour you can. Maybe Origin just doesn't mean that much to him. Look at Tom Dearden, who, his
But
career hasn't been what
that's
you'd
the
hope.
problem.
So You can see, and that was the desperation. You saw from the Queenslanders tonight, the way they rushed up on defence, the way that Toya got that pass out. We just expected things to happen. It's complacency. But there was just that dog in the Queenslanders that they had that. It's so simple, but it's that will to win that was there. It's a weird thing to say about Cleary, but in the Origin arena, does he have it? Is he willing to absolutely make those cover-saving tackles like Dearden does?
That's the problem.
But he's never been
That
like that.
really annoys me. That like you're saying that he doesn't, maybe doesn't want to do it, or doesn't have to do it in Origin. That's where you'd be like, I want to dominate the Origin arena. You want to represent your state.
It's his final conquest. I think everyone's sitting here going, right, we all know you dominate clubland. The last frontier is representative football.
Look, this is Messi in Argentina. It's the same thing.
Look at Cameron Smith and Cooper Cronk. They won everything in club level, yet they still arguably play better in a Queensland jersey. It's like,
what is it?
We all talk about it as the joke. Oh, Queensland we don't get Origin, but you can see why they say it. Year after year, expectation of we got the better team. We're up 1-0 in the series. We should go in and win the series. It's especially winning at Suncorp. We go to Perth. We haven't lost there yet. And then if we do lose that, we've got a decider in front of 80,000 fans, and yet again, Queensland just pull it out of the fire yet again. And now every New South Wales fan is just like scratching their heads like, it's happened again.
We can't even blame Ashley Klein this game. It sucks.
Yeah.
How
much easier was that 3 weeks ago?
That was.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I think it's easy in these moments to sit here and they kind of want to, blow things up and whatever.
I demand a scapegoat.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, don't forget, this is the series where, New South Wales did some un-New South Wales things and basically stuck with the same squad throughout the series.
Also,
Queensland was doing the chopping and changing.
Can I add something to that?
Yep.
In 2017, when we lost that series, we were unchanged throughout the entire series.
Yep.
Even going back to the coaching side of things, even tonight, part of the game with the Blues, we're chasing points and we're clearly on the back foot for majority of the game. We need to sort of change things up, and we're bringing Connor Watson and Hudson Young on with 30 minutes to go, 25 minutes to go. It just seemed pointless.
Too little, too late.
Yeah, why aren't we making that change in the first half when it was so clear we're on the back foot? How the style of play we were playing wasn't working. Get two guys who can change momentum quite easily on the field.
That's another thing that Queensland did well tonight. They rotated their forwards. Like you might think as a not really a casual fan, but not people who are invested in the game like we are. People see Papali'i come off for 15 minutes. Oh, he's gassed. He's tired. No, it was a rotation.
And that's the thing, with Connor Watson as well. People keep thinking he's this makeshift dummy half or backup dummy half. He's actually plays probably his better footy when he's at lock. He's in the middle of the field.
That's another thing. The last two series, we play Reece Robson. We play him till we can't no more. Play 60 minutes. Then we bring Connor Watson on. And people forget, he's been sort of playing out of position for the Roosters this year. He's been playing at 9 because he had to. But he's a 13. And I actually asked him after game 1 at Roosters training. I asked him, are you a bit annoyed that you're not getting much game time? He's like, yeah, a little bit.
Ooh, exclusive.
It is exclusive.
Oh, not all happy in the camp.
No, not happy. It's
wow.
Is that Nick Politis calling that?
I'm in trouble for going. But he did say, though, he's like, I would love to come on and play a bit of lock. In the games. But it's hard, though, but we've got Hudson Young who can cover the lock position. That's where we can, rotate and play Yo in a bit in the middle with Haas and all that. Because Yo was, when he ran straight and hard, he was bending the line. So, and just think, Tom, we can speak about this as a Roosters behalf. Do we...
This is all Roosters mentions.
You're
over the quota.
3 per stream.
Oh, right, okay.
3 per stream. I just hope we don't do that next year. Obviously, we've got Robson. Robson's a gun. He had a great game tonight. When with that one marker, in the second half, I know it was a little too late, didn't much now, but he come out of dummy half and looked threatening, and obviously he's coming to the Roosters next year with Watson most likely going to be 14. Is it going to be the same style where we play him 60 minutes and then Watson plays 20? I can't see that happening, but it's happened in the last 2 years now in the Origin series where we played Robson for 60, Connor Watson comes in the last 20 minutes.
Yeah, but it did win last time. So
It did, yeah, 1 from it though.
Yeah, I don't know. Being the voice of reason that I am, I'm not so quick to, like I say, blow everything up. I think you want to kind of build on things.
It's the old saying, mate. When emotions are high, intelligence is low.
Yeah.
All right. So
Never be said about me, but
you're a very emotional man.
yeah, I don't know. Like whether.
So if we had to play, let's say, another game in 3 weeks' time, are you saying you'd go in with the same 17?
Probably.
No.
Wow. I wouldn't.
Yep. With the exception of like a Kalol Matangi or something like that. I've never been a huge Hudson Young fan, even before this series or even last series. But
I would have argued he needed to
more
start
than anything. But that's Wade Egan.
No, not Wade. No, Hudson Young needed to start this series. He's been the form back row of the competition.
Yeah, he's just not my cup of tea, and like his little kick in that second half kind of shows why he's not my cup of tea. But that's just me. Like I'm a toiler. Like I just like those kind of hard edge. I would pick a Kalol Matangi or a Terrell May or whatever.
I wouldn't blame Hudson Young for the
change
kick.
it too much. No,
I'd blame the halves instead of Hudson Young and the fact that he had to kick that ball. Where are the halves demeaning the ball in that situation?
It's tackle,
Luo
it's
was
a
the next
tackle
pass.
five.
Luo
But
was
why
the
is he
next
the
pass.
second
Tackle five.
pass? He should be the
Why are you
first
saying to
pass.
Hudson Young, get out of the way on the half, give me the ball.
Exactly right.
Attacking kick, the half should be getting the ball first, not getting it a second.
Back to Keon as well. 2023 game 3, he made his debut. He has played Origin before.
Yeah, Keon
So,
Komotangi, yes.
Maybe the fractured eye socket that he did, or cheekbone, was that in the back of the minor low daily, playing a guy injured? But
Not when he still goes and
Played
puts
Cleary.
200
That's
meters.
true. That's true. But like, can you see?
As being you both the Roosters boys, I'll segue from that to Rob Toyer.
Fuck, it was good.
Gee, you should be very excited, Roosters fans. 'cause
I've been
he was
high
enormous
on
this year.
Robert Toy the last couple of years. He's been unlucky with injury, but and people, especially Queenslanders, were questioning the decision of playing Rob Toyer, and people were asking me, and I was like, "Go watch the Souths game, and go watch the Bulldogs game." Who was Robert Toy up against those two games? The two Origin centers for New South Wales, Latrell and Stephen
Bradman Best
Crichton.
takes him on, doesn't
So
he?
we got see
And he was, he was outstanding in those games, kept them really quiet. And again, the series, you got to say that Rob Toyer won the battle.
easy.
How shit is it when a player from your club plays for the opposite state and does
Especially
well?
when,
Fuck, that doesn't matter.
especially when,
It is such a mind fuck to
especially
me.
when he's up against Latrell and Clubland. He is the most hated for me. I hate Latrell in the South jumper, but yet I have to back him in the state level. But yet, and he's up against one of my favorite Roosters players, Robert Toyer. It's like, it's so
the
torn.
mental gymnastics you have to do, right?
I know, but
Yeah.
now I'm like, after the series is done, I'm proud to say that Toyer absolutely owned Latrell.
See, in game one, when it came time to heat press the names and the numbers on the back of the jerseys, I actually went down to Maroochydore and I cursed Rob Toyer's jersey. This is a true story. And when in game one he wore that jersey, Queensland lost. Game 2, someone else heat pressed them. Game 3, the Carter boys dressed up as Catholic priests and blessed all the Queensland jerseys. And I think that's what got them over the line tonight.
Oh, yeah.
So if you
Awesome.
impart
What
more of a
garbage.
satanic
We'll be
influence
there.
inside that dressing room, that would go.
Shout out to the Carter boys. They do some great content, but fuck, I'm muting them for the next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
That's all I needed. All I needed.
Oh, God. Especially in their little skirts. Running around the song, though, if they're ever going to see Queensland lose again, maybe not.
Just another Queenslander. I think Harry Grant. His first half was really, really good. He had us around that middle. His attack. He picked his time. I think there was a couple of sets there. He ran like 3 sets in a row around the fourth tackle just to get him really on that front foot. I thought he absolutely terrorised the shit out of us.
He had a really ordinary game 1, but yeah, he's turned it around the
He's
last
come
2.
back well.
Yeah.
That was a really defining game moment try that he did too.
How the fuck did he score that?
Bro,
Yeah.
that one's honestly probably the most disheartening try that we let in tonight.
It just looked. I just had that feeling that he was always going to find the
Yeah.
line.
Oh, the way he
the
used
goalpost
I
tackled
was
harder.
going to say the way he used the goalpost was really.
He was our best in defence tonight, that post. At least he held him up.
And what's with Zach Lomax deciding of all nights tonight to kick it 100%?
Oh, that is
Fuck
also
me.
Where was that last
fuck,
game?
yeah,
I
we
just
needed
wanted him
that
to miss
last
every
game.
one tonight. Just at least I could sleep better. But knowing that he's kicked them from both sidelines this game, going fuck's sake, where was that last time? Yeah,
Yeah, that's a dagger as well.
it is a dagger.
Also,
you know what'll happen next? Penrith will win 5 in a row after this.
Oh,
Wouldn't
They'll
be
bury
fucking
us all in a
surprised.
hole.
please
Cleary,
no.
and
Cleary
Cleary,
and Clive Churchill. Yep.
Cleary's secret stuff that he has come finals time just pulls it out of the fire again for them, and then the rest of the state like, why can't you fucking do this in Origin?
He'll win a
level?
Dally M now. You wait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, we got to give massive credit to the debutant tonight for Queensland, Shimasaki.
Yep.
I said it so wrong, but anyway,
Shibasaki.
Shimasaki.
It was good.
Another great selection for Billy Slater.
Yeah, stats wise, he was really good offensively too. I was just looking at him before. Sorry, everybody. 119 meters. So him and Toya had
19 or 90?
119
Had a try assist in there as well.
and a try assist. Yeah, and then Toya got 155.
Yeah.
So centers wise, not only like we know that they got picked for their defensive mindset. We know that Billy Slater would have literally said to him, and made it really simple for both of them. Your role here is to defend these two. Don't get any attack and push them out push them wide. They did that, but then today, they've turned it on with extra offense as well. I just thought it was enormous.
Mm.
A young buck and a journeyman, like Slater, to his credit, has identified the right talent for this squad.
Shibasaki should be, by the end of this year, the best story of 2025.
Yeah, I like that.
Fuck, I wish we got
Give him
2021 Newcastle Knights Shibasaki. Fucking hell.
Wow.
Credit to Slater. Got it right in the end.
He got it
He's
right
back
in the
to the
end.
most in-demand coach in the competition.
Again,
now.
backs against the wall, Billy Slater. You know, people were saying his job was under pressure after game one.
You know, I blame
should have
Aaron
been.
Woods for all of this.
Fucking Sharon Wood.
Just keep his mouth closed before game 2. We're all good.
Just don't
He
call
poked
Billy.
the bear,
Just
woke
don't call
Queensland
Billy
up,
Slater.
Again,
and
it's
away
the
we go.
I said it in the
Aaron
pre-game.
Woods.
That was Dean Ritchie.
I said it in the pre-game. It's a fucking similar story to last year. We lose game 1 at home. Queensland poked the bear. We win the series in enemy territory. This year, come along. We win on in enemy territory. We poke the bear, and Queensland win this series away from home. It's literally a fucking repeat.
Well
And
said, Hainsey.
also, forgot to add this part. They dropped the former captain in James Tedesco game 1. Dylan Edwards gets the job done. They dropped the Queensland captain game 1. Queensland
he's
gets
on to something.
He's
Time
just-
loop.
Let him
Time
talk.
loop confirmed.
This is
All right, so do we make Cleary captain game 1, punt his,
I
fire him into the sun?
I do agree though.
I'm liking what you're thinking. He can have one last hurrah, and then we can
Yeah, game
fucking
1. He gets game 1 next year. We lose. Bye.
fire him into the sun.
Since
Hugo Savallo comes in.
since
Hugo.
your- since your-
Hugo.
since your time traveling stats are confirmed now, Bitcoin 200K by the end of the year or not?
No comment.
Nah. What's XRP going to, mate?
No comment.
No comment. You have no idea what we're talking about, do you?
no,
No.
But,
I'm still shattered.
Crypto
from
bros,
tonight.
mate. Crypto bros.
I'm still shattered from tonight.
how the
Yeah, all right.
Where are we going, Captain? Where are we
I
going,
think we're
boss?
just going around and around in circles,
Can we go
boys.
home?
Yeah, I think we need to go home.
But obviously, are you happy with Tommy Dearden, Wally Lewis, or Munster? Are you happy with?
I thought I wouldn't have given it to Munster. Not after that. Like I thought he played well, but I don't. So I'm happy with Dearden.
Dearden? Yep.
Tino would have been with a shout. I think he was great every game he played.
Yeah.
No,
The
I like
Titans
Dearden,
do not
sure.
deserve that, man.
No.
No.
Perth 2027.
Oh, he's got to get out of there.
He's got.
Is that true too?
He's got yearly player options. So-
Is it true? I kept seeing Dez is retiring.
Yeah,
That's what
he's
I
gone.
thought. Yeah.
What Kenty says.
Wow.
He's gone.
Clark,
He would
any
know.
comment?
The Titans
What the
strike. The
Titans-
Titans strike again. Far out.
It's the gift.
They're
that keeps
retiring
giving.
The
coaches there.
black hole
Gold
of this
Coast type.
competition.
Wow.
Tough one, but who was our best tonight for New South Wales? If you have to pick one.
Brian.
I reckon Brian.
I said Payne Haas.
No.
Yeah, I'm happy with Haas.
I thought Toto got through a mountain of
Yeah,
work.
that's true too.
He did.
Try scorer.
Another try scorer. He's a shoe in for the Brad Fittler medal.
And 5 head guard losses throughout the night.
Oh
Like,
yeah. God.
we teach the man
Strap
about
it on
Velcro.
tighter, yeah.
Forget the boot. flogging, chucking them. They chuck
think-
the headgear into the crowd like they usually.
I think Reece Robson. I actually think he had a really good
I'm
game.
happy with that
Defensive
too,
wise
yeah.
as well, he was everywhere. And he showed a bit in attack. They obviously gave him a bit of a go-ahead pass after half time, obviously chasing points, and his attack was there.
Well,
Not
definitely
many
left
people
side
talk about
dominant,
it,
eh? I don't really remember seeing Crichton or Lomax really getting much. It seemed to be just get the ball to Trell and
I think the ball. Well, and it semi worked, but Crichton never got a chance to really prove himself. So.
Well, this is a strange part because early on in the game, Crichton's first touch bumped off the debutant.
Yeah, and Cam Smith on the commentary was the one to mention that's the first time they've gone right since X time. I wonder if they'll keep going back there. So Cam Smith in the commentary box is saying, "Oh, that's a weak spot for Queensland," and they never really targeted.
And the one try that we scored before full time
Friction.
was down the right.
Anyway,
all right, boys. Huge
Down the
shout out to the crew here at Caxton Street Brewing Co.
yeah, shout out
Thank
to
you,
Caxton.
thank you.
Hey, there's not many places I feel like
Great
would
setup
host
here.
and have 5 New South Welshmen in a Queensland up on stage.
Great
And
setup here.
Trav, thank you for being such a great sport, mate.
Do the Knights play the Broncos up here or in
No.
Newcastle?
No.
You don't play the Broncos again.
No. Oh, we do, but it's down to Mac.
August 23.
How about you organise that the watch along here
Oh,
with the Broncos fans,
bring it on.
and then you got obviously,
There you go. You got
more.
one turning up.
Boom.
and then you obviously got
Bring
the
it
main
on.
man for the Broncos.
There you go.
I need to do something for
He'll,
away
he'll,
games.
be out, he'll be out the ground.
We'll be doing a few
Oh,
more
yeah,
events. Don't
yeah.
worry. We'll
Oh, it's away
organise a
game.
few
Away
more
game, yeah.
things. So
It's an
there's
away
some,
game. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
we'll get some things happening.
I'm sure we'll be ripping and tearing magic around here too, I think. Hey?
Imagine a finals game at Suncorp between Broncos and Newcastle. You got.
I can't imagine.
What do you mean?
I
Broncos
can't-
versus
how can you
Dolphins.
imagine
I'm just
that?
saying. I'm
2000
just
or
saying.
something?
I'm just saying.
Newcastle making finals.
The battle of the
I can't
MCs.
remember.
Hey, we made them
We've got the
3 of the last
we've
4
got
years, pal.
Nick up against Glenn Hawke.
Oh, the Hawk.
Oh, yeah.
What about imagine
Hawke.
that for an
Shit,
absolute?
yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, we
But
got
the-
Sonny Bill versus Gallen. Maybe that could be
Yeah.
an undercard.
Yeah.
We've
Oh,
gone
yeah.
from
No,
saying
no, the Hawk is polished. He's polished.
Hey,
Just a
shout out to
little
Hawke.
scrubby battler.
Obviously, he's a rooster as well.
Bullshit.
we have gone from saying our goodbyes to talking about Newcastle making the 8. Time to go.
We're now discussing ground
Honestly.
announcers.
Ground
Let's
announcers,
go.
yeah,
dribble.
Yeah, it is dribble.
Shout out to Caxton Brewing Co. Shout out
Yes.
to the Wing.
Shout out to
Shout out
everyone coming
to what's
too.
this? Caxton Street Lager. Thoroughly enjoyed this.
You
Great
did.
place for all your weddings and funerals and things like that.
This is a
Have
funeral.
It's been a
Fucking feels like a funeral.
This is the death of Origin football in New South Wales.
Go Queensland.
Just bury us here.
Well done.
That's it.
That'll do.
All right, send us home, Nick.
Thanks for coming, everyone.
All right, guys. Good night. Thank you.
That's it.
That's it.